This is a tutorial on how to find and apply for our newest permit, a no-review building permit for residential properties meant to help speed up the permitting process of smaller remodeling projects and be more cost-effective for all applying for it. This permit should take you about 15 to 20 minutes to apply for. Starting on the City of Mountlake Terrace webpage, CityofMLT.com, you're going to go to the blue bar and click Permits. Once the page loads, scroll down until you see the green and white box picturing a house and a hammer. Click this icon to go to the Permit Portal e-Track It. I highly recommend that you favorite this page so that you can easily come back to it when needed. If you are a property owner and have not yet set up an account, you go to the top of the page and click Set up an account. If you're a contractor, you go to the center of the page under the green contractor bar and select Contractor Application. Once you're logged in, you will be taken to your dashboard. Your dashboard is where you will keep track of your permits once you apply for them. To apply for the permit we are reviewing today, you'll need to go to the blue bar on the left-hand side and click Apply for a Permit. Once you read the confirmation and agree, you will then be able to select the type of permit you're applying for. For this tutorial, we're going to select Building Residential Bathroom and/or Kitchen Remodel Only from the Permit Type dropdown. As a special note, if you see larger red lettering, this means it is a link. You do not necessarily have to click it, but it is there for your use if it is needed for your permit. And while this permit's fees are primarily based off the number of spaces you are altering, a maximum of 3, if you are changing any electrical, mechanical, or plumbing as a part of it, those fees will be added by the permit specialist after submission on top of the calculated fees. In this example, I'm a property owner who is remodeling a kitchen and a bathroom, where I'm replacing the dishwasher, replacing the toilet, and replacing the shower with a shower bathtub. For the moment, I skip the job description and look at question 1, which asks, does your job description match the naming convention you made in the Permit Description Builder? To use the Permit Description Builder, I click on the red lettering to download the Excel sheet. As a note, this should work whether or not you have Microsoft Excel. In here, I answer the questions by changing the drop-down answers in the blue boxes. Incorrect information may result in a slowdown of the permit process, so if something is not clear, I can check the tabs below for the reference guide. As this is a no-review permit, no floor or building plans are needed, so I skipped those questions at the end of the Permit Description Builder and copied the generated description over to the permit. As I use the builder, my job description matches what I'm doing, so I say yes to question 1. For question 2, I agree that if my remodel exceeds 50% of the housing value, I'll follow the rules laid out in the MTMC code that is linked there. If you think yours will exceed 50% of the house value, consult the planning team at City Hall. Question 3 wants to know if framing will be altered. If it is, this is not the permit for you, and you'll need to apply for the Building Residential Permit subtype Remodel Major. If no framing will be altered, select No and continue down. Question 4 defines the initial cost of the permit because it is based on how many spaces you're altering. As I'm remodeling the kitchen and bathroom, I put in 2. Question 5 wants to know how many bathrooms are being altered, if any. I'm altering 1, so I select 1. Question 6 is where you can put in the full description of what you're doing to the spaces being altered. Try to be concise but informative. Question 7 is where you put in the total value of your remodel project as you know of it at the time of applying. Question 8 concerns electrical alteration. I'm not touching electrical, so I say no. Question 9 asks if the property owner will do the electrical, and if so, fill out the affidavit linked there. I'm not touching it as noted above, so I select NA. The next two questions, question 10 and 11, want me to list how many mechanical or plumbing fixtures are being replaced or added. As I'm replacing a shower, a toilet, and the dishwasher, I put 0 for mechanical and 3 for plumbing. Question 12 wants to know if the property owner, will perform the work. In this scenario, I'm going to have a professional plumber do the work, so I select No. Question 13 is asking if the minimum documents have been uploaded. I'm not sure what documents, so I click the link to open it and look. I'm not demolishing enough to need a hazardous material survey, so I can close the document and answer NA. Next step is to put in the address where the permit work will be done. I'm going to use City Hall as an example. It is easiest to just put in the numbers and ignore any letters in the address. So I'm typing in 2320458 and stopping there. After I hit enter, I can select the full address. Once selected, it will lock it in. If you type in the wrong address on accident, click Address Lookup to search again. Last on this page is where you'll upload documents, if any are needed. As I'm not doing my own electrical and do not need a hazardous material survey done, I don't need to upload anything and can click Next Step. This is where contact information goes. If you already have a contractor at the time of applying, you put their information here. Please make sure that your contractor also makes a profile in the permit portal so the permit specialist can link them to your permit. I don't have anyone else to add at the moment, so I scroll down and click Next Step. This is the overview page where you can review your information and make sure it is correct before going to the payment screen. I've put in everything correctly for my permit, so I click Next Step. Once the fee is paid, the permit will be submitted to the permit specialists, who will review it and make a decision within 1 to 2 business days.